hair's all over the place, but should I tweet him? I'm kind of rocking with it though. So welcome back to the channel. My name is King Jay.T, and Disney, WWE, they like kin pretty much. And you may wonder, how is this so? Why is this a concept? Well, that's what we're going to dive into today. So in comparison, Disney overruns a shit ton of companies. I can't even list them all, so I'm just gonna throw them on screen here. And of course, Disney didn't, jump out the gate with owning all these companies. Over time they progressed. I think the most recent acquisition might have been Fox in the 21st century. But to have so many means of control as well as avenues that they could travel down, it really is kind of like reminiscent of I don't know. It's just territorial, pretty much. In the case scenario of WWE replicating this in more so a different, or you could say like a similar fashion, pretty much, WWE has made it a point ever since they started, developing new rivalries with competition to constantly take over and expand. Now, of course, this can be as early as, the Vince McMahon senior days, going down to Vince McMahon Jr. with the North American territories, and even going into WCW.
We hit a home run.
Buying them out. And most recently, the AAA acquisition. And in terms of let's say expansion, they were able to expand it to different avenues such as reality TV. In the case scenario of Miz and Mrs., or you could say the LFG, which is a new thing. And then there's so many outlooks of wrestling that they have, from NXT, SmackDown, Raw. They have so many classics and documentary series going on. There's so much production going on within WWE. They even tried to do movies at one point. You may wonder, why are they ramping back up again? Well, the easy answer is pretty much control and conquer, and it's good business sense pretty much. But for the sake of it, let's make it, kind of interesting. Now, Tony Khan is, of course, the owner and, if you could say, overseer of AEW, which is also known as currently the largest rivaling company, not really by a long shot, but I can't even say the rivalry. Listen, it's the biggest op, all right? It's the biggest WWE op in terms of the wrestling business that they have right now. Now, Tony Khan in a previous interview has gone on to state that there's only room for one Khan within the wrestling industry.
In fact, I think there's only room for one Khan in the wrestling business, Nick. And it's me, it's Tony Khan. It's not some con man from Connecticut. Have a fun show tonight, Nick. See you on Dynamite.
Which it seems Nick Khan, maybe might have taken it personal. I ain't gonna lie, he definitely spun back though. Ever since AEW has existed, WWE has been more inclined to, work with other promotions, be it TNA or I think it's Pro Wrestling Noah. And there's different wrestlers and especially board members who are advocating for, more presentation within different avenues and different companies. WWE has a new indie program where they have indie belts as well, and it's just they're really trying to, really expand hard.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Now, I just realized what I just said, and my fault. No Diddy.
No Diddy gang.
But of course, in their own right, it has expanded, kind of conquered with Ring of Honor. You could say, wait, is that it? Well, technically, AEW did work with TNA first before WWE, but currently in this current state, what is it? It's really just Ring of Honor? I guess, New Japan, of course, the New Japan thing, but even that relationship's kind of soured. So I really think it's mainly a ploy to, obviously diminish the competition. And if you're not in business with WWE, or if you're, I think, you know what? Brian from the Jim Cornette, drive-through, he made a good point where it's if you're not trying to be subsidized, or if you're not trying to be, in relations or taken over by WWE, you're cooked. And whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing, it's on a neutral plane. It's really a business sense. Now, with WWE hiring multiple wrestlers and having different avenues of wrestling being presented, it could be oversaturated. Definitely, they run the risk of that. But it depends on how you go about it, because even with Disney, they don't promote Mickey Mouse and freaking Winnie the Pooh every single chance they get. Well, except for that one time where they did that. Well, no, there was a couple times. I think they did the Disney All-Star game, right? Or something with the Knicks. Oh,
here comes Goofy, a long one. He nails it.
Christmas Day. But I feel like it depends on how you look at it. Wrestling has more. Everybody has their own type of wrestling that they enjoy. Intaking in terms of the quality and different types of production, what have you. WWE has their way, MLW, all these different promotions and companies pretty much. But in the sense of WWE, it could be, if you're a fan of WWE and their production, this is great for you. This is wonderful, Maybe you're not a fan and you're dang, AAA is getting taken over. They're probably going to be affected in this way, that way. TNA, due to the partnership, they're affected this way, that way. Maybe you're not a fan, So it's your own cup of tea, pretty much. If I could just freaking move this lock out the way. But if there's one thing, the similar business practice of, I I'm falling asleep. The similar business practice of, you know, that conquer and expand method is it's taking effect. So, you know, that's the video for today. So if you enjoyed, you already know what to do. I should probably, like, you know, plug an outro, like have a whole sequence, but pretty much that's it for today's video. Y'all take care, and yeah, peace. Baby girl awesome, it ain't capping the slightest. She take actors to be like I'm Midas. When we walk in the room, we the brightest. Different topics, but I'm steady vibing. In the mud, but I better stay striving. With the feeling, I'll always be thriving. Creepy steps, but I cannot quit climbing.